Hi friends, welcome to or welcome back to the channel Jane Reads. So today is my May TBR video, and this month is going to be a little bit different. I am not playing my TBR refresh game because I am doing live sprints with Lucy at the Lucy Chronicles, and we'll be playing her Uno TBR to get prompts and then choosing books to match those prompts. So we are doing live sprints to do that, and then I'm going to compile this video hopefully with some clips from the sprints. Hopefully. If not, if that doesn't work, then I will just be telling you what cards I drew, what prompts I got, and what books I picked. So this is a compilation. So there will be clips from multiple days for this because tonight is Monday night and we are sprinting tomorrow night. And then I will have to combine those clips and then do what books did I pick. So that's why there will be multiple clips in this video. So I thought I would start with my Uno cards to show you what cards I will be using. So I have a deck of Coca-Cola Uno cards. Are you surprised? Yeah, I'm so excited to use these. So, Uno Coca-Cola. And then on them, they have like little old school type pictures. So like an aviator lady, like the old school, oh, it's upside down. Oh, it's the same card. Like, right? So just iconic kind of Coke pictures. So we'll see what cards I end up drawing. Ooh, this is a card I do not want to see come up tomorrow night. Draw 4? No, thank you. So, but we'll see what happens. So those will be the cards I will be using. And there are certain books I am hoping to get onto this TBR. Will the prompts work in my favor? I'm going to have to wait and find out. So the books that I'm hoping to get on the TBR will be for my Christian fiction bingo for 2026. And the May prompt is a book set in Tennessee or the South and a 5-star prediction. So I have pulled one of my 5-star predictions, and that is Among the Innocent by Mary Alford. This is a romantic suspense. I actually don't know where this is set, but I don't think it's Tennessee. I'm pretty sure it's further west, like maybe Montana, but I don't know. So this is a 5-star prediction for me. So this is one I'm really hoping to get on the TBR. For the set in Tennessee, I would like to get Under the Tulip Tree by Michelle Shocklee, because that will help me work towards getting her Red 2-0, and I know that that one is set in Nashville, Tennessee. Then the other two books that I'm hoping to get will help with my 5-star predictions, because they're both like I have to read these books before I can read the book that's on my 5-star prediction list. So the first one is What I Would Tell You by Liz Tolsma. This is book 1 of the Echoes of the Past series. It is a dual timeline, maybe historical fiction, I think so. 1941 and 2019, and book 2 is a 5-star prediction for me, so I need to read one to get to 2. And then I have Dark of Night by Colleen Coble, which is book 2 of the Annie Henderson series, another romantic suspense. This one is set in Michigan. But again, book 3 is a 5-star prediction. So I need to read book 2 before I can read book 3. So those are the 4 books that I'm really hoping to get on my list. I also want to work towards some other goals. I would love to get more 26 and 26 books. I would love to get some reread books because that bingo board is not going very well. So there's a few other books I would like, but these are kind of my priorities. So we will see what happens when I draw cards and get prompts tomorrow with Lucy. It is now Wednesday, and last night during sprints, I played Lucy's TBR game. I drew the cards, and then she told me what category and what prompt they went with, and then I chose the books. So to start the game, you draw 7 cards. I decided to use regular Uno cards because the numbers were much bigger and easier to read than on my Coca-Cola cards. So as much as I wanted to use those cards, it would have been harder to see on the screen. So I switched over to regular cards. Are we ready?
Sure. I think there's some people that don't know how my game works. So I'll just quickly explain it while you shuffle if you want.
Okay.
So each of the hearts up here represent the different colors for Uno. Hannah's probably watching with bated breath right now because she told me she's never watched one of my TBR videos, so she's excited. So red is TBR, so physical TBR. Yellow is last chance. So for me, that's books that I either have to read or unhaul. Green is Kindle Unlimited. And then blue is reading challenge. So all of the ladies that I know that have year-long reading challenges, I've got them listed 1 through 0. And so she's going to be dealing herself 7 cards because that's how many you deal in Uno. And then as she pulls them, we will play a matching game with the number and the color, and that's the prompt that we'll be going with. Draw 2s means she has to draw 2 more cards. Skips mean that she skips. She doesn't have to pull a prompt for that turn. Reverses mean we have to go back to the last prompt that was drawn. And wilds means she basically gets a mood read. So I think I got all of them. Oh, and draw 4s. She has to draw 4 and read. 3 draw 4s. What?
So basically that means 5 books.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yep.
Yikes. Okay, so red was TBR card?
Like your physical TBR. Your physical TBR. Okay?
Physical TBR. Okay.
Physical TBR. Yellow is your special
last chance. So for yellow, for last chance, I'm going to use any book that I put on my goals list. So I have my 10 self-destruct books. I have the books purchased prior to 2020. I have my 26 and 26, and I have my 16 rereads. So it's going to be one of those 4 categories. Mm-hmm. They're all ones that have books.
Yep.
Okay.
And then if she draws like herself, she basically gets a pass because she does her own reading challenge. Obviously,
I can just put a book for that. For that prompt. I can just pick a book for that prompt.
Yep.
That's what we want.
I will die if you draw a blue 0, which is Anne. She's classics.
Well, I actually do have a classic on but maybe not to match her prompt though.
And if she draws 2 in a row of the same person, she can either default up or default down. So she can either go up once. So if she drew Anne twice, she could either go up to Kat or she could go down to Cheryl. So whatever she wants to do. You don't have to read 2 of the same reading challenge in a row.
Okay. Okay, so 7 cards.
Okay. You got them? Oh, you're going to do it, Tara? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alrighty.
And so drew 7 cards to begin with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so the first 7 cards. So I'm going to show you what they are and then go through what books I put for them. And then I will tell you where the game went downhill for me from a very bad decision that I made. It's all my own fault. But it just went poop. Okay. So, card number 1 was a blue 3. And blue is the challenge category. So, a challenge that another booktuber has created and their monthly prompt, if they have a monthly prompt or just a prompt from their challenge. So, blue 3 was Alma. And her May prompt is historical fiction, Latin America. And it was like, what in the world am I going to pick for that? This is a challenge I've been participating in very loosely. Thankfully, Alma was on sprints and was recommending a few different books as I was choosing, kind of going back and forth. And we have decided we are going to buddy read Remember Me by Mario Escobar. We buddy read Children of the Stars, and while it wasn't a hit, we enjoyed it. And I thought this would be fun to buddy read it. And when I was reading the description, I'm like, this sounds so much like one of my favorite books, which is No Ocean Too Wide by Carrie Taransky. And this sounds so much like it that it was like, ooh, I'd be interested in this. So the description is, in 1937, at Mexico's request and offer, nearly 500 children from Spain, remembered as the Los Niños de Morala, were relocated via ship to Mexico to escape the war's violence. These children traveled across the sea without their families and were expected to return at the war's end. No one could have foreseen another world war was on the way, or that Franco's regime would prevent the children from coming home. These enduring conflicts trapped the children in a country far from their homeland, and many never made it back. Remember Me is Mario Escobar's novelization of these events as told by a fictional survivor, one of the children of Morala, who looks back upon his life after making the long and devastating journey across the Atlantic. This story explores the endurance of the human spirit as well as the quandary of a parent's impossible decision, asking, at what cost do you protect your child in the face of uncertainty? So I think this is going to be an emotional read. But yeah, I want to read this one. Then the next prompt I pulled, or the next card I pulled, was a blue skip. And that means there's no prompt. I get to skip this card. Well, that's easy. Then I pulled a green 6. And green is something on Kindle Unlimited. And the 6 is historical. So I chose to put in another book that is available on Kindle Unlimited, but I'm also going to request it from the library, so I have a physical copy and a Kindle copy. And it is one of the books that is on my 26 and 26. And I'm trying to read Michelle Shocklee to zero, so I mean, like, this was perfect. And it's set in Tennessee, so it fits my prompt for May, one of the prompts for May. So it says, 16-year-old Lorena's dreams are rich and Let's try that again. 16-year-old Lorena dreams of a rich and fulfilling life as a writer are dashed when the stock market crashes in 1929. 7 years into the Great Depression, Rena's banker father has retreated into the bottle. Her sister is married to a lazy Shotarian and gambler. Rena is an unemployed newspaper reporter. Eager for any writing job, Rena accepts a position interviewing former slaves for the Federal Writers Project. There, she meets Frankie Washington, a 101-year-old woman whose honest yet tragic past captivates Rena. As Frankie recounts her life as a slave, Rena is horrified to learn of all the older woman has endured, especially because Rena's ancestors owned slaves. While Frankie's story challenges Rena's preconceptions about slavery, it also connects the two women whose lives are otherwise separated by age, race, and circumstances. But will this bond of respect, admiration, and friendship be broken by a revelation neither woman sees coming? Yeah, I've really enjoyed Michelle Shocklee's books, so I'm excited to read that one. Card number 4 was a red 5. And red is a book that is on your physical TBR. And the prompt is World War II. So I decided to put in What I Would Tell You by Liz Tolsma. This is book 1 of the Echoes of the Past series. It is a dual timeline. in 1941, which is World War II, and 2019. And it says, determined to resist the invading Nazis, a Greek Jewish woman's greatest dream has become her worst nightmare. And this is another 26 and 26 book, and a book I need to read to get to a 5-star prediction later in the series. Card number 5. I'm looking at my notes and I'm like, what? No, card number 5 was a red reverse. So that means I have to go back to my red 5, which was the card I drew right before. But now the prompt has been replaced because she takes off the prompts each time. So the new prompt for red 5, again, is physical TBR, and it is an author from another country. And Lucy thought this was way too easy for me. And I was like, I don't care. Because I'm from Canada, I can pick an author in the States because that's another country. So I have picked a 5-star prediction book, and that is Among the Innocent by Mary Alford. Mary Alford lives in Texas, according to the description on here. I know this is a romantic suspense, and it says, when Leah's entire Amish family was murdered 10 years ago, the person believed responsible took his own life. Since then, Leah has left the community and joined the police force. Now, after an Amish woman is found murdered with the same MO, it becomes clear that the wrong man may have been blamed for her family's deaths. What's going to happen? So, that's the next one. Okay, and then card number 6. Okay, so I have 2 cards left.
Is everyone ready? Who else is hoping she gets a draw 2 or a draw 4? She's got, oh my gosh, you've gotten lucky this game.
I have definitely gotten lucky.
Okay.
Okay, the next card is... Talk about getting lucky.
Oh my goodness.
Was a red skip. No book, no prompt. Or no prompt, no book. And card number 7 was a red 2. And again, red is physical TBR. And the prompt was no people on the cover. Again, a book that I had pulled as a hopeful, Dark of Night by Colleen Coble. This is book 2 of the Annie Pedersen series that is set in Michigan. We are following Annie, and kind of it picks up from book 1. Again, it's a book I need to read to get to book 3, which is a 5-star prediction, and it's a romantic suspense. So, but
you got 5 books, don't you? That's it.
I had 4 books pulled. This is the... Yeah, so I had 4 books pulled because this is representing one of them.
To the library. And then
that I wanted to get on my TBR.
Okay.
And I put 4 plus Remember Me. Like I actually got the books I wanted.
You guys, how did this happen? How did this happen? Oh my gosh, Jeanette. She got 5 books, y'all. Do you guys understand? She reads like so much faster than me. I'm gonna have like a huge stack tomorrow. Allie says it's rigged. Allie said you rigged it. I don't think she did. I saw her shuffle them, y'all. I saw her shuffle them.
With those 7 cards, I had 5 books. So 3, and then the 2 that I need to get from the library. And at the beginning of the video, I said I had 4 books I wanted to get on to my TBR. Under the Tulip Tree. And these 3 books. And I succeeded. The only one that I wasn't like was Remember Me. So then I was like, okay, well, 5 books. That's like almost too simple for me. I read more than that. What do I do? Do I leave it at that, or do I take a chance and draw one more card?
I'm tempted to draw another card.
Oh!
Well, yes, I drew one more card, and then I was like regarding the decision right after that. So because that one card I drew.
Okay. First card is...
was a wild +4. So that means I have to pick a mood read for this card in addition to drawing 4 more cards. So basically I doubled my TBR with one stinking card. Yeah, that happened. So for the mood read, I decided to put in the slot Dark Prophecy by Lynette Eason. This is a novella from her. It says it's 78 pages. I'm trying to read Lynette Eason to 0, so it was like, okay, let's pick a short book to go here, knowing that I had 4 other books to pick. Okay, so it says, when Riley Matthews, the niece of Daniel Matthews from the book Without Warning in the Elite Guardians series, heads to North Carolina to rescue her best friend from the Swiss Saints cult, and quickly runs into trouble. So this is book 4.5 of the Elite Guardian series. And I read that series and I really enjoyed it. So I'm like, okay, I should be able to do that without rereading the series. I hope. Okay, the next card. So now we're into my set of 4 cards that I had to draw.
4 more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4.
This backfired so quickly.
Okay, first one is...
Oh,
no.
And the next card was a draw 2. Seriously? Like, it just wasn't ending at this point, right? Okay, so the draw 2 itself does not have a prompt associated. It just means I have to draw 2 more cards. Okay.
Yeah, it was your idea. You're like, should I draw 1 or 2? Even if you'd only drawn 1, it still would have been that.
It would have still been a 4.
It would have been a 4, and you would have had it. Then you would have gotten.
The next card I drew was a blue 6. Blue is another challenge. And 6 is Oceana. And so I had to pick one of the prompts on Oceana's because she doesn't have monthly prompts. They're just 12 prompts. Thankfully, I'd only filled in 1 prompt so far, so I had lots of options. I had 11 to choose from. So I decided to go with the prompt of dual POV, and I decided to put in Yukon Wilderness Evidence by Darlene L. Turner. This is another 26 and 26 book. I'm also trying to read Darlene to 0, and it's a shorter book because it's love inspired. This becomes a theme, okay? As much as I can make it a theme. This is another romantic suspense. Solving a cold case can rob her of her future. What? Okay. Then I don't know where we are. So I had the draw 4. So I'm still in my draw 4 technically. Okay. Then I read 8. And red is physical TBR. And 8 was first translated, and I said, I don't have any books that are translated on my physical TBR. So then she changed the prompt out and got the prompt animal on the cover. So for that one, I chose another love-inspired suspense book, and that is Rescue Mission by Lynette Eason, because there's a dog on the cover. And it says, a missing baby's trail has gone cold, but this K9 unit has one last lead. I didn't realize till after I was telling her what book I picked that there's a skidoo on the cover. So I'm thinking this takes place in the winter or somewhere it's cold. Not great reading for me, but we will deal. and it's 11 inspired. And this is a large print edition, so it's a little bit thicker, but it's still shorter. Then my next card. So the fourth card in the draw 4.
Before we sprint. Oh.
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me? I told you the game took a turn. So, again, I had to pick a mood read for this card in addition to drawing 4 more cards. And for the mood read, I decided to pick Lakeshore Return by Jennifer Rodewald. This is book 2 of the Redemption Shores series. I read book 1 in April, and the story wasn't completely finished, and I know it carries over in book 2, so I'm like, okay, that's the one I want to continue. Again, it is shorter. It's about 230 pages, I think. So, as I said, that theme is continuing. Okay. My next card was a green 7. Green is another Kindle Unlimited book, but this time it had to be a reread. So I went through my rereads list to see what books are available on Kindle Unlimited, because if they're on my rereads list, I most likely own them physically. But are they available on Kindle Unlimited? Yes, this one is. So this is Undeniably Yours by Becky Wade. This is book 1 of the Porter family series. And book 2 of this series is on my rereads bingo board. So I want to reread book 1 before I read book 2 because I want to read the whole series. It is a contemporary romance. When Meg Cole's father dies unexpectedly, she's forced to return home to Texas and to Whispering Creek Ranch to take up the reins of his empire. The last thing she has the patience or the sanity to deal with, her father's thoroughbred race farm. She gives it to manager Bo 6 months. She gives its manager Bo 6 months to close the place down. Bo knows he ought to resent the woman who's determined to take from him the only job he ever wanted. But instead of anger, Meg evokes with him a profound desire to protect. The more time he spends with her, the more he longs to overcome every obstacle that separates them and earn her love. What is going to happen? So, yep, it is a reread, so I know what happens. I gave this one 4 stars when I initially read it way back in May of 2013.
Okay, and then
okay, next card was a draw 2. Again, I don't have to pick a book for this prompt, but I did have to add 2 more cards. This was like the game that wasn't going to end, right? So, my next...
okay. I'm not doing it. It's not happening.
It was a draw 4, wasn't it?
It was a draw 2.
Oh, okay.
Either way, it's not happening. I'm invoking some rules here.
It's fair. It's fair. You already drew an extra card. That was revoking the rules too, so it's okay. We'll let
Okay, we're going with the card before.
Next card was a reverse. Back to the card before. Yeah, that wasn't happening. This is where I cheated and said, no, I'm not doing it. Give me the prompt for this card instead, which was the card right before it. Wasn't happening. So, the prompt for the green 7 is another Kindle Unlimited book, and it needed to be a friend's 5-star prediction. Or no, not prediction, just a friend's 5 stars. So, a book that a friend has given 5 stars. So again, I looked at my Kindle Unlimited list, I looked at some friends' lists on Goodreads to see, and I chose, so Captured in Frame by Laura Thomas. Oceana gave this book 5 stars when she read it. It is suspense, I'm pretty sure. In an idyllic village nestled in the English countryside, photographer Georgia Brooks is determined to begin a new chapter in her life. Bramble Cottage was supposed to give her space to heal and hope again after suffering betrayal and rejection by the only man she ever loved. This was Georgia's chance to rekindle her faith and reconnect with her sisters in a place that held sweet childhood memories, not expose herself to the ugly underbelly of the art world and put her family in danger. Local pediatric surgeon Dr. William Hughes is captivated by the Canadian beauty with a camera over one shoulder and the weight of the world on the other. After suffering his own tragic loss and balancing a demanding career with raising a toddler, he recognizes the heaviness of grief and the burden of guilt. When Georgia discovers she could be in possession of incriminating evidence to frame a criminal ring, she needs to trust someone. She chooses Will. Postcards, photographs, paintings. Something about Bramble Cottage is worth killing for. Can Georgia uncover the truth in time? So I'm pretty sure Laura Thomas is a Canadian author, and this is a Canadian that goes over to England. I think. Not 100% sure on that. I haven't read the book, so I don't know. The next book, or the next card, was a wild. But thankfully, there is no draw for in this. This is just a mood read. So, I have chosen God's Gift by D. Henderson. This is one of her very early books. It is a shorter book. I don't know a lot about it. I actually meant to go to the library today and I completely forgot, at the church library, and I completely forgot. But I'm trying to read D. Henderson to zero. I have 2 books left. This is one of them. That is why I picked this one. My next card.
Did you see that?
Oh no, she's skipping that one too, I guarantee y'all. She's not doing it.
We're not even talking about that card.
Really was a wild draw 4. And I said, not happening. Not happening. So I threw it away. And I just moved on right to the next card, which was a blue 1. And a blue 1 is another challenge, and this time it is Cheryl. So her monthly prompt is natural disaster or extinction. This is from her Jurassic Park challenge. And I decided to put in Raging Waters by Dana Mentink. This is book 2 of the Elements of Danger series. Sorry, I was distracted. Okay. As the dam crumbles and water sweeps across the terrain, their battle for justice and survival is just beginning. I don't know. This one, it scares me because it's got so much water, but yeah. So that's the one I'm going to read there. Next card.
Oh, there you go. It's so relieved at this point, y'all.
What's a yellow skip? No prompt. Thank you. The next card was a green reverse.
Oh.
Reverse back to a skip.
And the green reverse went to the yellow skip. Oh, thank you. And then the very last card was a green 5. And green again is Kindle Unlimited. The prompt was building on the cover. And I chose Dear Miss Lake by A.J. Pearce because it has a couple buildings in the background. This is book 4 of the Emmy Lake Chronicles series, and I really enjoyed this series, so I want to continue it. So I'm not going to tell you anything about it because it is book 4. I don't know if it's the end of the series or not, but it is the most recent one in the series, so we'll see. So in the end, I ended up with 21 cards, and I didn't draw all the cards I had to because I cheated on the draw 4 and the draw 2 at the end. So I could have had more, but I didn't. So in the end, I ended up with 14 books.
Believe that you added 1 card.
And it killed me. I went from 5 books to 14.
So in the end, I ended up with 14 books. This is what I own physically, and the other ones I have to get from Kindle Unlimited or from the library, or a combination of those two resources anyways. But yes, I hope this was enjoyable for you. It was fun. Just when you're done, don't decide to draw an extra card. Lesson learned. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video today, and I would love to chat in the comments below. Have you read any of these books? Which one should I start with? And Alma and I are going to be buddy reading Remember Me by Mario Escobar. And if you are interested in joining us in that buddy read, message me over on Instagram, JaneReads_Insta. It is also linked in the description below, and we will get that set up. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.